Georgia Farm Bureau Policy Development is well underway as final decisions are being made that will eventually help determine GFB's legislative policies and priorities for the next 12 months. It's a process affecting not just agriculture, but it's important to all of rural Georgia. Committee members met recently at GFB headquarters to go over proposed policies page by page.
Well, it started with our commodity conference, which was in July, and the various commodity committees met and they looked at our policy and made recommendations for changes. After that, Mr. Duval sent a letter to all the county farm bureaus inviting them to submit policy resolutions for consideration by the full PD committee.
And at different levels, it goes over that page by page, and then when there's a resolution sent in, then they hit that resolution and the policy that it affects.
After all the input is in, the policy development members were divided into two subcommittees to review the amended 2010 policies. It's a time-consuming process, but everyone knows the results of these meetings will affect more than just Farm Bureau.
First of all, our main purpose is agriculture, but we're also there representing the regular Georgian, especially the ones that live in rural Georgia. And that's why people should feel that they need to be a part of us. They need to be supportive of this organization because we stand up for the Georgians and we also stand up for rural Georgia.
Each of these committee members realizes that this is serious business and what happens here really does matter.
Oh yeah, it matters a great deal because that's how we determine the positions we take on legislative issues. Our policy is what we look at to decide whether we will support or oppose whatever position we take. It's based on our policy. So it really makes a big difference and it matters a lot.
Very much so. It not only does it sort of give us a roadmap for this organization to follow for the next 12 months, it affects all of agriculture in the state of Georgia. And since we are the largest farm organization in Georgia, we are the leaders in policy development.
After this meeting, members will come back as a full committee on November 1st, and at that point, they will prepare a final proposed document.
In December at our annual meeting, the voting delegates will ratify that document or make whatever changes, but they'll finally ratify our policy at the annual convention in December.
And after that process is completed, those policies that have national ramifications will be submitted to the American Farm Bureau, where they'll go through the same process on that level. President Duval is always quick to remind everyone that we must hear from our farmers for all this to work.
Because they are the grassroots of this organization, they're the voice of this organization, and without them telling us how they feel, then we would go around without a roadmap. They develop the roadmap for us.
The Georgia Farm Bureau annual meeting begins December 5th at Jekyll Island, Georgia, while American Farm Bureau's annual meeting to decide national policy issues begins January 9th, and this year it's in Atlanta.